Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithME.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. Today I wanted to bring you another episode of M's Scrapbusters, the M Scrapbusters Challenge. I am going to be quick today because I am not feeling the best in the world, but I did want to get this video up for you guys. I'm having some major vertigo episodes, and I think it might be inner ear. I have a doctor's appointment this afternoon, so I'm just trying to hurry through and get this video done for you because I wanted to bring it to you. I already had the idea, and I mean, I really am just sitting here at the house. I've had to stop a couple of times and just go sit in the recliner as still as possible. But right now, I'm good. I've got some meclizine in me, motion sickness medicine, and I'm good. So I wanted to finish this up and show you what our M Scrapbusters Challenge is today. It is stacked layered tucks. Now, on this one, it's a little bigger than this other one that I pre-made just to show you. This one has 1, 2, 3 tucks on it. So 1, 2, 3. This one is a little smaller. So it's only got 2 tucks on it, but still awesome little additions to your journals. And I'll show you in this journal I'm working on right now. As soon as I get my ear feeling better and I'm more 100%, I will finish this journal to decorating it and stuff. Let me get the ribbon off, or untied. So you could add these to the pages themselves and just maybe some stamping or splatter some ink on that page, and then add that pocket on like that, that side tuck, just like that. You could actually put them down into a pocket if you wanted to, if you didn't want to permanently adhere them into your journal. These could also go on scrapbook pages. They are great for snail mail if you wanted to add some goodies in for a crafty friend. And, you know, they're really flat, so really good for snail mail too. But I just thought that was very cute. You could also do them, let me turn this so that it's this way. You could do them either way. So say this was the top here, you could put it on a page and put a hinge on the back of it. Oh, look, I messed up the back of that one. But you could put a hinge on the back of that one, make this solid so it's a journal spot. And then it could be a flip out also, just like that. So there are many ways that you could use these. Let's do one that is, gracious. Stop spinning the pocket, Melina. You're just going to make your head spin more. Let's do one that we can add a hinge to the back of, and I'll show you what I'm meaning there. And that way you don't take up precious journaling page space. You can make it a flip out. So let's do one that is, that is a little too wide. You can make the base any size you want. That's a good base size right there. So let's check this measurement. You do not have to measure your bases that you make these with, but this one is, I've got it on centimeters because my other side is all inky. This one is 4 inches by 5 inches. This base is 4 inches by 5 inches. And we're going to make it so that the tucks open up this way so that we can make it a flip out on a front facing page. Now on these, of course, you could put them here, make a hinge, and it could flip out this way on a left page. But for a right page, you're just going to do the tucks in the opposite direction. So I've got some longer scraps here. And then I've got these that I added to both of these pockets. It's just tea stain paper that I've done a zigzag stitch on. Look, I can actually stitch correctly. You couldn't tell that from the video I did yesterday, or day before yesterday. Oh, on that journal, bless it. But you can collage your tucks, but if you've got a long enough strip, you can just put them on like that. You need some thicker pieces, so thicker, longer pieces of scrap. So there is one that looks like it's almost the right height. Yep, it's not there though. Not there. Let's look at this one. There we go. That's long enough. It's a little bit too long. So we're going to trim this piece down to the 5-inch mark as far as tall. Just barely needed a little zip off of it. Okay. And then like this. And then we can add this to the lip of it. And then see, that would be all that shows is that little piece there, because we'll put another tuck out here. Now, you can line these up ever how you would like. You can line it, if this was a wider piece, you could line it up closer so you've got a deeper tuck. It's however you want to make your stacked side tucks and however big your scrap pieces are. Let me look for one other scrap piece that may be a little longer or wider than this one. Okay, I like that. Let's go ahead and cut this down. I'm going to cut this crazy piece off. There. And then I'm going to cut this at 5 inches because that's our height of our base piece. Okay. Now, let's see how far out we want to make it. Now, I rounded the corners on this one, and I didn't on this one. I like either way. I think, and this can go out, your second layer can go out as far as you want it to, because once you get the pocket part put on, glued on, you can cut off as much as you need here. So I'm going to go over about, what is that? I'm going to go over about 3/4 of an inch with that first tuck. So I'll have a deeper tuck there, and I'm not going to round the corners of this one. And I am going to find my end, which is right there. And I'm going to put, let's see, glue. You can ink this whenever you are done with the entire pocket. You don't have to ink it at this very moment. Your base is what I'm talking about. Okay. I am going to ink this though. Just the edges and the front here. Because that will be all that gets seen after you get this down. Okay, and you're gonna try not to spread your glue out too much because you want as much real estate as possible for your tuck. So I'm just barely touching it so that that glue doesn't go everywhere. And then I'm going to get my sticky scissors. and trim off that excess there. And you're glued here, so you don't have any issue. There we go. So I'm going to let that adhere down a little bit more before I start trying to just move it everywhere. Okay, I'm going to cover that up with this. If you have some kind of pattern paper that you just absolutely love, then you could use that and not put on as many tucks as I'm going to put on. Okay, I'm going to do one about there, just kind of evening it out, my tucks, and then I'll add this to that, and it goes along with that paper. I like that. So I'm going to ink the edges. And that looks really, really dirty, doesn't it? Okay, and then I'm just going to put glue along the edge of this. If it'll come out, I don't want it to spurt out, because then it's going to give me way too much glue. There we go. When I went to rest a little while ago, I must not have put my top on well. Okay. Then I'm going to line that up like so, and try not to move it too much. You could also use 1/8" score tape here, so you could make sure of how much room you're going to have with your tucks. I'm just doing it as quickly as possible so I can show you all. Okay, I think I'm just going to go with that. I'm not going to put another tuck on, so I'm going to go ahead and ink the rest of this. Okay, and then I'm thinking I'll put this on maybe here with some kind of die cut, maybe. Let's look here. Whew. For anybody that has vertigo on a regular basis, I feel for you so much. This has been crazy weird. And I do not drink. We are not drinkers in our house as far as alcohol goes. But I would imagine that this, when you've had way too much, maybe this is what it feels like. I don't know, but it's crazy. Let's see here. Let's find a little tag that we like. Ooh, I like that. And maybe a rose out of the side of it. That's pretty. Okay, these are some old Kaiser Craft die cuts that I found in my stash while I was getting out all of these little pieces. I get asked a lot about this scrap paper that I have in my stash. It's from a company called Blue Fern. It was their Bird Waltz collection. I don't know if that's still available on their website or not. We had gotten it a few times in the shop, and you know, after we order it about 3 times, usually the third go around it doesn't sell out as quickly and it stays on the shelf a while. So we don't usually get products more than, we don't usually order products, collections, stuff like that, more than 3 times in the shop, just because we don't need to have a lot of it sitting on our shelf and not selling. We just are not a big enough company for that. And putting it on sale for what we bought it for doesn't really help us at all when something doesn't move. So if you are interested in that collection, you would need to go to the Blue Fern website, and if you can't order it straight from them, you might need to chat with them and see who, as far as retailers, has it in their available on their website or something. Okay, I really like that. That's pretty. We could also make this a tuck if we wanted to. It's just a little too thin for my liking. Not much would be held in there, so I'm just gonna glue this down all the way. The back side of this paper is so pretty too. I love double-sided cardstock, but when you see that other side that you're not able to use, it's a little heartbreaking. That could also have been made into a belly band if you wanted to. Okay, and then let's put this little rose piece down. Oh, come on, glue. Come out of there. I've got almost a full bottle, y'all. It's not out. It's just gunked up. Well, pick it up with your finger, Melina. There we go. Yep, that little gunky piece came out of there. And let's see if that's where we need that or not. Looks good to me. Get this little die cut piece glued down. That is pretty. I like that little ticket. It's like our little tickets we made in Scrapbusters last week. Cute. Needs something else too, don't it? Let's see here. I think maybe this little piece. That's cute, and kind of hang it off this way so the thread is that way. The wider your base is, the, of course, more tucks you can get in. Yep, I like that. That's cute. Let's get that glued down. If I could keep the glue on top of the paper and not on the other side that doesn't need it, that would be fabulous. Okay, and then try your best not to get it in that tuck space, or it becomes just decoration then if you can't get anything in your tuck space there. Okay, wipe off our excess glue, and I think maybe I want a little strip of this down through there just to give it a little bit more decoration. So I'm going to cut this at 5 and then scooch it over and try to get just a little sliver of it cut off. I don't think that's enough. Cut off. Well, look at that. That is a wonky piece of cut at the bottom too. Yep, that's not enough cut off. Don't you hate it when you're trying to get a piece trimmed really, really thin? Let's go there. And really quick. Let's see about that. Yep, I like that. Just adding that little piece of decoration. I'm gonna ink all around it. And then add some glue. And then add that little strip there. Just decoration. You don't have to do that part. If you don't wanna, scooch it over a little bit, get off that excess glue. Make sure that that's lined up like I'd like it. Okay, and then I will ink all around the whole thing. Now, if you don't do your decorations in a directional manner, see, like I couldn't do this stack tuck this way because I got a butterfly and a rose that would be upside down. But if you don't do your decorations in a directional manner, then you could switch it up however you would want. So, like if I took this stuff out, see, I couldn't even do it because, well, I guess I could. The wording, the writing on that book page would just be upside down. So, you know, you can use them either way as long as you don't have directional paper, is what I'm trying to say there. Put that back in there and put that there and that there. Okay, and in this one, these little tickets here would fit really well in there. You could even turn them sideways if you wanted to. Make it fit that way because it is pretty deep pocket. But I like putting things in and just kind of waving them out, feathering them out. Leaves just a little bit of extra detail to your pockets. And then I will show you how I would hinge that. So if I did a piece that was about 1.5 inches, does not have to be the same length as your piece. This one just so happens to be. But I've got it 1.5 inches wide, and I'm just folding it down the middle. You could use your scoring tool if you wanted to. I'll get my bone folder here. And you would glue that piece down. To here, and then you would glue this piece to your journal page. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm going to attach this with some score tape and liquid glue. So this is 1/4 inch score tape. I'm putting on my hinge. And then take off my backs. Oh, and then add a little bit of liquid glue down the middle. All right, let's make sure, yes, of how we need to put that hinge on before we glue it down. And when you put liquid glue with your score tape, you kind of get a little bit of forgiveness before it adheres down all the way. So there is our little hinge. And let's wipe off that excess that got here. And you don't have to use the same color. I just happen to have had the same color as my base. Okay, and then you would adhere this part of the hinge to your page. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm in the process of decorating this journal anyway, so we will add this as a decoration in our journal. How about that? More score tape on just the hinge part. No, that might be hard to see from your vantage point just because it is the same color as our base. Okay, and then take off our backs. And like I said, you don't have to do the hinge. You can just glue this directly to the page. This is just another little aspect of this project that you can do. I'm going to go right there. It doesn't matter to me that if this is in the very middle of the page or not. I'm good if it's not exact. Okay, and then I'm going to use my foam folder. I'm going to burnish that down onto the page really well. Okay, so you've got that page there. You can lift this up, still have plenty of journaling territory there, but then you've got this little side tuck pocket that you've adhered to your page and using it in your journal. And then, of course, you can just adhere them onto your page like this so it doesn't come up, or you can even adhere it to the page just like this and have another tuck here and then your tucks on your stacked side tuck. So you can adhere it to the page just as is, all glued down, or go to the edge, glue down just the three sides and have a tuck here. So on that one you would have 1, 2, 3, 4 tucks for that pocket. So let's do one more. I think I've got it in me to make one more. So let's do this. And I'm going to cut this piece of scrap cardstock down some. Let's do one that's, let's see, 5.5 inches tall by 5.5 by 5.5? Did I just really cut a piece that was exactly square? I don't think so. 5 by 5.5, so almost 5 by 5.5. So let's do 5.5 side as our tall side. There we go. Okay, here's a piece that I will trim to 5.5. And then I know that my piece is 5 inches wide and I don't need it that wide. So I'm going to go to 4 So yeah, that's a good distance away from the edge. I'm going to round the corners of this one. So with my 1/4 inch round edge of my chomper, I'm thinking I want to break up this peach color a little bit with some torn paper, maybe collage a little bit. So I'm going to put glue just around the edges. I need to do one with 1/8 inch score tape. I think I would have a lot more real estate to use as the tuck if I did. Okay, I'm thinking that, don't like that point. Let's do this. We're probably not going to see the back side, but I'll give it a little ink too, because we're going to put on another tuck back behind that. So let's ink this and put our finger all in it. Okay, and then let's add let's add a piece of this over that. I need to cut it at 5 1/2, no matter where my nail goes, huh? 5 1/2. And then we're going to go back to 3 inches. See where that puts us. Yep, and we'll have enough room for one more tuck. So let's ink what's going to be seen. Let me round my corners. And just ink what will be seen. And then just do our glue on the 3 sides. Woo! I can't drive my glue straight like Mom says about herself. Okay, and keep that at the edge. I'm all stuck to the paper there. Okay, so we've got that tuck there. We've got a tuck there. I'm not going to pull up too much on that because it's not dry yet. I'm going to push it to the outside. And get that even. And then that is quite a plain piece of paper, so I need a piece that is, I've been going over 1 inch each time I make this, so I need to go over another inch. This one was 3 inches wide, so I need a 2 by 5 1/2 inch wide piece. I think I will use this here. Can I get that in my, nope. I have to get out my big trimmer to cut this piece off. So let's get that branding strip off there. And go 2 inches wide here. This was a big piece of scrap, but I did use part of it in my journal that I'm making, that I showed you earlier. So I thought, if I want to add this pocket to that journal too, be good to use the same, some of the same papers. Junk journaling doesn't have to be matchy-matchy. I say that in every video, I think. Just because I'm not matchy-matchy, and I want y'all to know that it's intentional. It is very intentional. Okay, I like that, and maybe a little peach die cut of some kind. This little flower in here, I'm thinking would be lovely out there. I like that. And maybe get this little greenery out of here too. And we can use that. Since it's got a little bit of peach in it. I mean, it's not exactly peach. We might can use that too. I like that. Okay. So yeah, if you've got some leftover scrapbooking papers, you can use those in your junk journals. I love stacked side tucks. It's one of my favorite pockets to make for my journals. And I looked back on my videos, and as far as this exact design, I don't think I've ever made anything just exactly like this. But I have made side tucks, stacked side tucks for my journals before. All right, so let's ink our little rose here and get it a little bit more vintagey looking. And let's see if that's even going to be something that I can work with if I add that on. It's okay for that to fall over your tuck as long as you don't glue there. Let's see. If I do that and that, I really like that. So let's go ahead with it. All right, ink my leaves. And ink this some so that it's not stark white like it is currently. And let's throw it on the desk a little bit. Ooh, that L is getting ready to fall off there. Okay, you can still see what it says. I've just really dirtied it up quite a bit, but I like grungy, so I like doing that. Let's say there and there, and add our word. I'm going to go as far down as possible with that and line it up. Good. And then I'm going to add glue here and here, and making sure not to go over my tuck spot there. You can still see the word there. I like that. Pretty. Go up some with it. And again, make sure that I don't go over that tuck spot. And I'm not. We're good. All right, let's see here. If we can add, oh yeah, we got lots of room in this one. We could go sideways with our tickets if we wanted to. Pretty. Let's just go ahead and go up though. There we go. And then add another one. That one's a little tight because I got the glue a little too far down. Okay, add that little piece there. Add that little tag in there. We could do even bigger die cut if we've got it. Let's look at these florals we've got. Add this floral die cut there. Ooh, I like that. Pretty. Pretty, pretty. Oh yeah. We could just make this the rose die cut ephemera side tuck. Oh man. And see, we're covering up that paper, but once you take your die cut or whatever out, you can still see it. I think I will scooch that over some so you can still see that, and then just barely tuck that in there. I like that. Pretty. All right, so there is our stacked tucks. I love these. And then the one that we went ahead and added to our journal. And I'm probably going to figure out a way to add this one to my journal too, because it can go as far over as I want it to. That's just so pretty. I love that. Love those colors in that one. It's not traditional as far as junk journal goes, but I love those colors. So there we have it. There are our stacked side tucks. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I apologize for my gloomy sounding voice, but hopefully when I get done at the doctor's office I will feel much better. Maybe he can give me some type of medicine to help this right ear ache and my vertigo issues that I've got going on. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Y'all have a blessed day. I will see you in the next video. I'm going to try my best to make that next video the decorating of the pages of this journal and adding in my tags here. So y'all stay tuned. I'll see you then. God bless. Y'all have a great day. Bye, y'all.